Hi, and welcome to One Way Football's The Euro Show. Yes, we're a man down today. Ollie couldn't join us because of personal reasons, but my main man's here, Adam. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same on like your
Mr.
screen.
Reliable, isn't it?
You are my right-hand man.
You're above me on mine.
Oh wow, that's different.
Yeah,
but
it's because I've got everything divided up for the notes.
So shall I just do this and give you like a low five? Oh,
no,
above you.
You'd have to go down.
Oh, sorry.
Like, there you go.
If someone just was tuned into this show, they'd go, "What on earth is this?"
Well, they're not even going to be next to each other as well on the actual recording, so we're just going to look like idiots.
No, yeah. Right. So obviously, England are through.
Yeah.
They beat Czech Republic 1-0. Scotland dropped out. They couldn't do the job. Croatia beat them 3-1. And even though Wales lost 1-0, they got through anyway because they were second. So they were safe anyways. Wales did quite well, to be fair. I mean, I was saying this to Tom yesterday Tom said it to me that we got through. We topped the group with only 2 goals.
I know it's got to be like the biggest. It's kind of you can't go, oh yes, we're steamrolling when we did that, but also the fact that we did the best out of the group. So it's weird, isn't it? It's just a weird way to win the group. But
do you still think it's a bit of an iffy thing going against Germany, isn't it?
I don't know. I've got a German friend, and we were speaking about this today, and I felt like because we've got the crowds back for the next game, it's at Wembley. You know, I think luck might be on our side a bit more than obviously Germany having a better team.
Yeah.
So,
but before we get into England, let's just brush through the Scotland and Wales game, okay? Wales, obviously coming second in their group, and to be fair, they did quite well. You know, how many games did they win out of the whole lot? I think it was 2. Was it? Did they win 2?
I think so.
So they literally, so they finished on 4 points. So they won 1 and drew 1 and lost 1.
I mean, it's not exactly a bad thing to lose against Italy either, is it? So
no.
I mean, they're on fire, so
yeah. Italy are the dark horses, though, aren't they? I would say out of this whole thing, because I know people saying, that they're going to. The people have got them as the favourites, but in my eyes, I think they're not the actual favourites, though, are they? It's like France or Belgium or Portugal.
I mean, if you do look at the team and that, they've got a pretty good team. Even the defence, Bonucci and Bastoni, isn't it? Both brilliant centre backs. Bonucci's getting on a bit now, and then
Insigne, he's quite a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, Chiesa, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it. He's decent. Belotti, Immobile, is he still in the team?
Lorenzo.
So they've got a good quality, side, haven't they? It's one of them. I don't watch the Italian league, but I know players like Bastoni and stuff like that. They're very good and they're massive in the leagues. Yeah, Donnarumma as well. You can't really fault him, can you? So.
And obviously, Wales, though, but Wales have got Denmark in the next round. And Denmark pulled off like a stunner, didn't they? I mean, they went all guns blazing, didn't they? And took on Russia straight on. 4-1. And some of them goals were quite good. Good goals as well.
It's always funny to see Russia go home as well. Just it's such a massive, superpower of a nation, but their football team's always crap.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But Denmark, it's like they've left that kind of. They know that Eriksen's going to be okay, and they've put their minds back at it now, and just in time, to be fair, or they could have.
Yeah, it probably gives them a bit more to play for as well, doesn't it? Going out and obviously with what happens, they've got something to kind of unite the team and push on, really. So
yeah. So Scotland. What's there to say about Scotland? I mean, it's nice to see Scotland in the Euros because it's been so long, isn't it, since they've been in such a big competition.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I don't like seeing them in it. You know what I mean? But I'm never going to be the one to be like, oh, come on, Scotland, come on, Wales. Because a lot of people do that. I'm England all the way through. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. It's like me like being an Arsenal supporter and then cheering on Tottenham to win the Champions League. Never going to happen.
Yeah. But I'm a Northerner, so I do have a little bit of an affinity for Scotland.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for them.
It's nice to see them in.
Yeah, it's nice to see them in.
I think they were I can't remember the number exactly, but there was something like maybe the third or the fourth lowest rated team in the tournament. So they did good. I mean, they obviously it's a bit of a joke to say it, but they got a draw out of us, and that's good for them, you know. And then obviously, apart from towards the end of the match and that, they gave Croatia a good go as well. So
yeah,
they can't really go away from the tournament and say that they didn't go as far as they wanted or anything like that, because I don't think a lot of people expected much of them anyway. So
yeah. I mean, it would have been nice to see them get through to the round of 16, but you know, sometimes your expectations are a bit too high, aren't they? I mean, being an England fan, it's like that now, isn't it? You know, our expectations are like, oh yeah, okay, we can probably get to the semi-finals, if that.
Yeah, but that's the same old crappy England, isn't it? It's like we go into the tournament no chance, and then we get through the groups, and then there's that little glimmer of hope that we start to get, and you know. But I think with Scotland, though, I think they've kind of proved that they've got a good base to build on. Obviously they've got McTominay, Robertson. They had decent tactics as well when they went against us and Croatia. So they've got a good platform to build on, I think. Yeah.
Would you say they'll be back though, or it's hard to tell, isn't it?
I mean, when does the Euro qualifications even start now for the next Euros? Because it's complicated now, isn't it? You've got the Qatar World Cup and then
so
God knows.
The World Cup's up next, isn't it? I mean, what's they're going to be in the next? Is it 2 years or? Obviously, we've missed out. We missed out a year, and is it every 4 years the World Cup?
Yeah, the World Cup's next year still.
Is it?
Yeah, because this is just the
it's 22.
The Euros have been delayed,
of course. Yeah, 22.
So
yeah,
it's in the winter, isn't it? But I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a tough one, isn't it? Moving on to England, though. England got through. Like we said before, top the group with 2 goals.
Yeah.
That baffles me. It really baffles me.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's underwhelming, but obviously we were the best team in the group. So
obviously you got to see Hendo come on as well. What's your thoughts on him? Did you think he had a good game or?
No, I thought he was a bit slow, to be honest. He seems a bit off the pace. I mean, I don't know what his instructions were when he came on the pitch, because I think Southgate wanted the game to slow down.
Would you have kept Grealish on then?
I mean, to be fair as well, Grealish kind of disappeared in the second half. He wasn't getting any service, and he was doing a lot of back passes when he was getting the ball. So I don't know. I don't think it was really what word you would use for it, but it wasn't a bad substitution to have Henderson on, because it was turning into a closed down game. So it was better to kind of shut them out. You know?
Yeah. And your main man, Sterling, scoring a goal again. You hate it, didn't you? Do you hate it?
I can't stand him just because of Liverpool, but he's our only player scoring goals, isn't he? So
yeah. And it made me laugh because they bring Rashford on, didn't they, for Sterling? And I was
which I thought was the stupidest thing they've ever seen.
Surely if he's just scored a goal, then Sterling's gonna you'd keep Sterling on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I think that might have been to rest him, because I think now you're out of the group stages and stuff. I think it's where it kind of comes down to the team's endurance and stuff like that. You know, remember, was it the World Cup a few years ago, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And we played. We played Sweden, I think, and we looked absolutely gassed by 45 minutes.
Yeah, so I remember that game.
The resting's probably a good thing, but I think Rashford was the wrong substitution to bring on, because Rashford's strength is running at defenders in kind of like an open game. When they're sitting back and they're defending deep, Rashford kind of doesn't have that in his skill to break down those kind of teams. So I think it was a bit of a weird substitution, really.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing, did he?
No. It's Rashford is one of them ones, isn't it? I'd rather have taken Lingard over Rashford.
He's going to be good for when we play against teams that are better than us in the midfield and they control the game.
Yeah.
Because if you catch the team on the break passing the ball to Rashford, like he's basically going to get a run on goal, isn't he? Because he's fast, he can run with the ball, and he can finish. Yeah. That's the strength, not playing against the back five.
Yeah. Another person though that was that caught everybody's eye, it was Saka. Saka got man of the match. Do you know what? For a young lad his age, and he's putting a good performance in. Some of them players need to look at him. I mean, you got someone like Harry Kane on that pitch, and he did nothing. You know, and then you look at Saka, and he's actually running like a workhorse. Do you know what I mean? He's doing the work that we need him to do.
I think him and Grealish were really good for the first.
They've got a good link up, haven't they?
It was nice to see people turn and actually try and run out of the fence and go past their man, rather than obviously pass around, pass back, slow the tempo. So yeah, I think he's going to put maybe another 0 or 2 on his price tag at the end of the tournament, maybe.
Well,
Arsenal, I don't know if Arsenal can keep hold of him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Arsenal need to watch out, don't they? They obviously the players that they bring around him, they obviously need to do the transfer business and convince him to stay, because he's only going to stay with the players that he's got around him.
Yeah, I mean, he's young though, isn't he? So I don't think he'll be in a rush to go to like one of the bigger teams in Europe. So I think you'll keep him. Yeah. At least for another 2 seasons.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Kane, by the way? Because obviously there's been speculation about City putting in like 100 million bid for him, and then obviously there's going to be players involved with that as well. But what's your thoughts? Is he worth 100 million?
I mean, he probably is, really, because how many golden boots has he earned? He's been Tottenham's top goal scorer when they've had absolutely no players. Even Tottenham, this year have had a crappy season, haven't they? And he's still top goal scorer, so he can do it. He got the golden boot in, was it in the World Cup as well? So it's probably fair price tag, I'd say, 100 million. But just 100 million, or would you stick a player on top of that as well with the deal? I mean, I think they'll have to if they want to get him, because I don't think Levy would take less than 120 if it was cash. I think that's kind of how much Tottenham would rate him at. I don't think he's worth that much, but yeah, he's important. It is a hard one, like, because he's not going to go overseas, is he? I can't see him going over to Spain or, do you know what I mean, or France. Yeah. He'll stay at home. He'll want to stay at home and win big trophies at home before he goes. You're seeing more English players now kind of branch out and go into the other leagues, but I can't see him doing it. I think he wants Alan Shearer's record as well. He wants to overtake that, so I think that's his big motivation to stay in the Premier League. Yeah. So what we were talking about before, like, you know, with Mount and Grealish, they're like kind of a similar player, you were saying. But who would you prefer now, seeing Grealish in the England squad? Would you prefer Mount back, or would you prefer Grealish in that team? I'd probably start Mount, but I think Grealish should be utilised as a super sub. Do you know what I mean? I think he can turn the tide on the game really well. Like if you've got like a really tired wing back player who's been tracking up and down, and then you get him on. You know, he's going to cause some problems, isn't he? So I think that's his best use. I think Mason Mount has got a bit more ability when it comes to actually like dictating the play, and a bit more of a fuller toolkit. You know, not as good going forward, but I think he's more of a complete midfielder. Yeah. Obviously, your main man in goal as well,
T-Rex arms, as you call him. He's done all right, to be fair.
He has, yeah. He did a really good ball through as well, didn't he? Like a chance on goal and stuff like that. So he's been a bit of a surprise, to be honest. I can't stand him.
I was about to say, has he changed your speculation about him? No,
I don't even like looking at him. It's like, I know I've got.
Is that because of the whole Liverpool Everton thing? Or what he done to Van Dijk?
Yeah, that's what it was. Obviously, the Liverpool Everton thing, I hated him anyway. But after obviously getting Van Dijk out for the season, I just can't like the player. Even if we win the World Cup with him, I still won't like him.
Do you know who I'd like to see up front as well? Calvin Lewin. I want to let him have a chance. I want to see what he can do.
I don't know. I think Kane's better to have on purely because he pulls people out of the way better and he gives other players more space because they know if he gets a free shot on goal, it's 90% chance of going in. So I think he's more of a player where other teams are going to think about Kane a lot more than they'll think about Lewin. I think Lewin could do good if we're getting pinned back and we need to get those balls up because he might be a little bit better of a target man. But I don't see what he brings that Kane doesn't. Kane's got hold-up play. Kane can obviously dribble with the ball. He's got a decent pass on him, and obviously he can shoot. So
but it is like when you hear new names coming into the England squad, you want to see him. Like for instance, Saka coming in. I want to see how he does. Like Calvert Lewin. I'd might need to see him. Maybe even come on. Maybe even come on for Kane.
Yeah,
we did get to see him, but I don't think he's had his full chance.
Yeah, I don't think starting him's the correct thing to do though. As we get to the knockout stages, I think if say we go 2-0 up and then you can get Kane a rest, and that would be a good time to give him a chance. But I think starting him over Kane just wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, when I was interviewing Tom, would there be any other players that you'd like to have seen in the squad now, looking at how Southgate has formed it? Is there any players that didn't go that you'd have liked to see in that squad now and maybe improved?
Alexander-Arnold, I would have liked to have seen, obviously.
Is that not being biased?
Yeah, I am being biased, but I do think we lack a little bit of creativity and quicker passing in the team. I think when we do get possession of the ball, like we're not very quick to get it upfield, like kind of go at people. And I think he'd bring a lot more of that creativity.
Like pressing.
He's one of the best crossers in the game. Having obviously Harry Kane and Calvert-Lewin getting crosses off him, got to be a good thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But like, I was speaking to obviously Nick and that Leeds fans, and they were saying Patrick Bamford. Would you say Patrick Bamford's a good spot to have in England? No.
I just don't think he's got like the experience and that. I think that obviously having Kane, he's quite embedded into the squad and he's got the experience to score the goals, doesn't he? So it's going to be hard to dislodge him. I think that's the problem. I think Bamford's got quality and obviously he's sure he can do it in the Premier League and stuff, but I think you would rather have the guy who's been consistently scoring goals for many seasons in the Premier League and in international tournaments up front.
Right, before we finish though, obviously we've got Germany up next. You've got to give me a prediction. I seen like is this the same guy so that commented on the last show and said 3-1, he put 3-1 Deutschland. We're doing a prediction thing at work, and he did his prediction today for Germany, England. What did he put then? Did he put 3-1?
He put 3-1, yeah.
To be fair though, it's Germany. I said Germany is probably the toughest game that we could have got.
I think it is. On the flip side though, I think it probably is one of the harder games they could have drew.
Yeah.
But if Hungary can put 2 past them, why can't we?
Yeah, and let's put it right. They haven't got the same team as they did 8 years ago.
Yeah. I have a feeling it'll be a boring match, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like every England game is a boring match at the moment. That's
Yeah.
why there's no spark in us.
No, but I think it's the same for Germany as well, though. I think, these internationals have kind of turned into like who's got the better defense, hasn't it?
No, yeah,
not so much the attack. So
I was speaking to Tom yesterday, right, and we was going through a couple of topics, and one of the topics was, I don't know if you know about this, that troops from AFTV, right, he got kicked out of Wembley for recording. So apparently you're not allowed to record in Wembley Stadium. But I was like, maybe half of the stadium is recording, no? I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Well, that's why you're not allowed to record, because they own the image rights, isn't it?
Yeah, but there is a thing on the website saying that you can take one bag with you.
Yeah.
You can take a camera, but you're not allowed to take the camera holder bag. Do you get what I mean? So you've got two bags with you. It's weird.
Yeah. So you can take a camera, but you can't.
Yeah, so you can take one bag, like a bag that maybe it's got like your stuff in or whatever. Like if a woman's got a handbag and that, and if you take a camera, you can't use the camera bag that you hold it in, because it counts as a second bag. Right. So there was
put it around your neck.
Yeah. So there was that law. There was that law of Wembley, and apparently, you can't. Get the whole. You can't record things as they're going on. But most of them people that go to the games these days, they do the vlogging, don't they? They do like match reactions. Yeah. Which I don't understand, but he got booted out. He got escorted by about like 16 men.
Where was he recording though? Was he actually trying to record in?
Well, it wasn't actually him, because he has like a cameraman that goes with him.
Yeah. I think that's a bit different from whipping your phone out and watching a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand that.
Professional.
Yeah, but it was like, maybe it was like only one of them, Nikon cameras or Canon cameras. I don't know, but doesn't it seem like they're just trying to ruin football for everyone now?
It's been like that since before I even knew what football was, though. Like since the birth of the Premier League, we've never owned the rights to.
Yeah, I understand that.
Stuff like that.
You can't be there with the whole game just going. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if you're just doing it every now and then and doing like bits.
Yeah, but it's a bit like copyright law, isn't it? If they don't enforce it, then people will just start taking the piss. So.
Yeah, but
makes
then
them look like arseholes, like. But
you take one person out, or two people out. Surely you've now got to like scan that whole stadium for people that have got their phones out. People that are like, half the stadium be gone.
Yeah, but it's a bit different in it from taking out your phone and filming a reaction, and then actually taking like a professional setup to film in a place that's obviously got Sky Sports, who pay billions to show these games.
It might have just been picked on though, because they know that he's a famous YouTuber.
Yeah, and an Arsenal fan as well, which is even bigger of a reason to kick him out.
So we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you, Adam. So before, can we not get a prediction off you before we leave?
1-0 England.
1-0 England, yeah.
We'll 1-0 all the way to the final.
We'll get you. Yeah. If we keep up like that, we'll win it. Adam, thank you very much for coming on the show. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get them likes up. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, which is, if you're looking at the screen, it's in the right hand corner, in it. It's in the right hand corner, I think. Like the actual button. The actual button. That looks a bit wrong then. The actual button is on the right hand side of the screen. So guys, thank you very much for joining in. Don't forget as well, also, if you haven't liked our One Way Football group page on Facebook, look it up. From the 31st of August, the group will be going public, so that means you can share all the content that we put on there, and anyone can join in without having to ask as well, which is good. Don't you think, mate?
Yeah, spreads the love, doesn't it?
Spreads the love. We love a little button pushing. A little bit button pushing.
I don't know what that was.
That was like me pushing a button.
Yeah, but you did it with 2 fingers as well, and
But I've got one shorter than the other, so it didn't reach. Right, okay. So thank you, Adam. Cheers, mate, and we shall catch you next time.
One Way Football.